All right, so we already are warm inside, we're protected, everything's good, we've got power, we've got water, but my batteries keep freezing. And if I can't keep my batteries from freezing, then again, it's kind of all gonna be like pointless work and we're gonna have to figure out what to do. Now I do have the batteries working now, so we are stable up here on the land, but it took me about 4 or 5 days of iterating through different options before I was actually able to get to a solution that worked for us. The solution isn't optimal. I don't have a lot of room to work in here anymore, but with this insulation and everything else I did, it's finally working. Well, I'm gonna take you through the steps of discovery that I had to go through to actually find this solution. Okay, so this right here is actually my server rack, but you can't see it because we've got a Snuggie on it. That was iteration 1. I decided to try to just make a blanket with some vent holes and see how that worked. Step 2 is actually just using scrap insulation from extra projects to try to reinforce the little bit of insulation on the wall. That also failed. Step 3 was adding a heater out here, but that failed. It wasn't able to keep up with how quickly the temperature was dropping, so at this point I decided I just had to go all out with the project. For step 4, I bought pink stuff insulation, I bought foam board, I framed out a section in the front here so I could split my shed into half, an insulated half and a non-insulated half. And guess what? This still didn't work. It didn't work because I couldn't keep the shed warm enough. It didn't work because the heater overran all night long and ran my batteries dangerously low to where when I woke up in the morning, I had to turn the system off until we generated enough power to actually keep going. So the 4th iteration really was the fix. I just had to figure out how to put these components that I had done together in a way that worked. So if you want maybe 5 iterations, it was the 5th night, but I had all the systems in place. Now I just needed to make them gel together. So surprisingly, the Snuggie is a critical component, and that's what we made first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the Snuggie on the server rack, but I crack the door open just a little bit. The heater I place, it's got the heating vents down here. I place it right here on top of some 2x4s so that heat goes directly into the server rack. Then I've got a piece of insulation that keeps cold air close to the ground from getting into the side where the server rack door is open. Then I take that whole thing and I Velcro it shut inside of the Snuggie. With the heater inside the Snuggie, the temperature sensor on it is only really detecting the temperature inside this small area. With the air only blowing into the server rack, and then with the only real place for that hot air to escape is up through the top vents, I'm getting good, consistent, warm airflow through my battery rack. So the heater doesn't overwork because it's only heating a smaller area. The hot air is forced through the server rack in order to heat up the rest of the room. We end up getting this system using all of our individual components that finally gets us up and running and good to go through the night. Now, I thought the water system I did was redneck, but this is by far the most redneck thing I've ever done. The door itself is just duct taped insulation panel on a hinge, and then I use these little tabs here to pull it closed. But it's really not about trying to be the best builder on YouTube. For me, I'm just trying to keep my family warm, power consistent, water to the house, all with as little money as possible so that we can start getting to the main homesteading things like producing our own food, raising our own animals. But I really need all these systems to be working first so that we can reliably just live. And then we'll go from there.